Hey, checking in with you quickly from out here in the gorgeous Pacific Northwest where the weather couldn't be better. You don't get a lot of this kind of weather in Seattle, Washington, but we're enjoying it now. And I have to say, without speaking disparagingly of other parts of the country, I got to tell you that the Pacific Northwest has got to be some of the most beautiful landscape on the American continent. So I'm really delighted now to have a few weeks out of every year to hang my hat here. This is kind of becoming my western base of ministry for lots of different reasons. You know, presidents have had their western White Houses, and back in Washington we have our O.House, which is our ministry headquarters on Capitol Hill, and I'm starting to think of Seattle now as my western O.House. By the way, the O-House in Washington, D.C. is named for our great friend, the Honorable William J. Ostrowski, retired New York State Supreme Court judge, great friend of our ministry, great friend to my family over the years. And we wanted to honor Judge Ostrowski, who gave so many of his retirement years to the defense of good Christian people in the court systems. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, many people were out witnessing to the sanctity and dignity of all human life, particularly the preborn. And some of us got in trouble for that, and Judge Ostrowski came to our aid, volunteering his time. He could have been doing a lot of other things in his retirement years, but he gave selflessly of himself, he and his wife Mary, and their whole family. And so we're so thankful to the Ostrowskis. We wanted to honor them, and we named our ministry center on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. in his honor while he's still among us. And he is still among us. We didn't want to wait until he went to heaven to do that. So the Ostrowski House on Capitol Hill, our ministry headquarters in Washington, D.C., is affectionately known as the O-House for short. I hope you visited. And when you come to Washington, you'll find us. We're right across the street from the Supreme Court, a block from the Capitol, 10 minutes from the White House. And now I have sort of my own western base of operations out here. I get away a few weeks every year just to kind of clear my head, prayerfully reflect on things, get a new perspective, and spend some time with some wonderful friends. And boy, do we have friends out here on the West Coast. We have churches in particular, and I'm visiting a lot of them on this trip out west. I was just with Pastors Sam and Sherry Benson of the Destiny Christian Center in Puyallup, Washington. Great friends of ours for nearly 30 years. Can you believe that much time has passed? Many, many thanks to you guys, Sam and Sherry, your family, your ministry team, the church, Destiny Christian Center. We could not have achieved what we have in Washington without your help. So many thanks to you. Of course, I have to mention my own alma mater that is out here, Faith Evangelical College and Seminary in nearby Tacoma. Just spoke at their 2010 commencement, and they honored me with the Distinguished Alumnus Award. And boy, am I pleased to be counted among the alumni of Faith Evangelical College and Seminary. And then in Olympia, Washington, not far from here, the state capitol, is the Evergreen Christian Community. I was just with them speaking at their July 4th celebration. Wow, what a wonderful church with a passion for missions and a burden for our own country. Now I'll finish up this West Coast itinerary by going down to Southern California with Pastor Gary Ansdale at the Hosanna Christian Fellowship in Bellflower, California. From there to Gardena at Calvary Chapel South Bay with great friend Pastor Steve Mays. What a magnificent church that is. Finish it up in Chino, California at Chino Valley Calvary Chapel there. Pastor David Rosales. Check it all out on our website calendar. It's all there. Hope you can come out to join me. We could not do what we do in Washington if these churches were not behind us. And if we haven't been introduced to your church, please introduce us to your pastor and church. It's a vital part of our ministry network. So I've run out of time. I'll check in with you again when I'm back on the East Coast. Blessings.